Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
Is he away with the premiership? Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside. Richards pursued. He pushes Jensen away. Pat Richards has scored.
Hello there. Looks like chat's already going off. I'm Ryan, and with me is Aaron. Here to fill the void between week 2 trials and week 1 of the competition actually starting up. Yes. It's a good thing we did get the women's footy, because normally I forget this week actually exists. Like when you're talking about injuries and suspensions and all this sort of stuff, whatever it is, whenever you're waiting on a period of time at this time of year, I always completely forget it. And yes, you guys may actually hear some noise in the background. I couldn't go out into where I record normally because of the weather, which literally half the East Coast is getting at the moment. So I'm inside with the family. Sorry for that one. Yeah. Real life, unfortunately. It's a lot worse for some people, so honestly, I'm just counting my blessings that this is the worst of my troubles. Now you'll notice there is something up on the screen that isn't the Catbros logo. It is a couple of very attractive faces. According to Aaron, he said so before the stream. No, I'm joking. He did say some things about... There were some things said about this video, but no, it probably wasn't as kind as that.
Hey, well, don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Comment during, like you're already doing, or afterwards, whatever. It works for us either way. I'm very
basically
quiet.
He's getting at, I just play with the settings a bit to see if that... Is he better now?
Hello. Do I sound better now?
Mic check 1 2 2 2 3 something, I don't know. What do the professionals do? Let's ask the Westlife guys. They're like pros, right? They do it.
I'm just the super sub.
Yes.
Also, so hello to everyone who's here. Hello, AJ. Hello, National Sports Loaded. Apologies for my rant that came across in a rather negative way during the week. Pete as well. Welcome, one and all.
Hang on. I hope you can. The charity stream is for Nick and Lismore as well. We appreciate if you can donate and support any cause if you can, lads. Interesting. So yeah, having a charity stream. I mean, we'll put the details like whose channel it's on or whatever, and we'll give it a shout out here at least and whatnot. But yeah, as Aaron was saying, like subscribe to all those things. I don't know if you heard him when he was quiet. Also the streams do save later, so you can watch them at a later date. So comment there as well, and we will keep an eye out the comments. So yeah, to recap, there is a video on the screen. This one Aaron had some feelings about, which were pleasant, to put it nice way.
Sitting here chuckling while you say that.
Yeah, it's like I commented on the video, so if anyone goes there, you'll see old Pet that's commented on it. I don't have an issue with him personally. I've actually enjoyed some of his content before. I kind of like how into it he gets. You know, that's one of the best things about it is seeing everyone's passion for the game. So, you know, hope he doesn't take any hate from it, but I did think it was very wrong. I'm not going to say dishonest. They probably just was their honest thoughts of it, but yeah, I thought it was a bit. They missed the mark on this one.
Yeah, I shared this with Ryan, and it was. Yes, it was. It got some feelings out of me. Let's say that.
Yes. Yeah. NSL, let us know like the details, and we'll definitely try and spread word and whatnot because it sounds pretty good. Pretty good cause and all that. So I will go and play the video. It looks like we've got a few people here, so that's cool. And we'll go from there.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the other trial game, which was at the other game at Central Coast Stadium, which was the West Tigers beating the Roosters 16 points to 8. A weird sort of game, wasn't it? It's pissing down rain, dreadful conditions. The Tigers got the job done, but mate, what do you think about this one, Roosters and the Tigers?
I've got a lot to say about this game, and like
Here we go.
I'm not hating on the Tigers, but I can see a lot of Tigers fans and stuff saying, "Oh my god, we're going to make the top 8 this year. We beat the Roosters." But come on, dude, like it was pretty much a first grade Tigers.
See, straight up, when I watched this, first thing I thought this was nonsense. Like I know pretty much some of the most diehard Tigers fans, and I think it was, you know, you are one of them, and I think I was listening to the Westlife guys. Yes, a Panther supporter listens to that podcast. Calm down, everybody. I know it's their mortal enemies.
He's secretly a traitor.
Delivering all the secret juicy information, inside information. No, but and I think the words, if I remember correctly, and you'll have to remind us, was what you took out of that was that the fact that the team could just have some confidence in themselves.
Pretty much.
Like
yeah, basically. Sorry.
No, you go.
Yeah, basically my takeout from the game was they can mix it with those teams. Obviously, yeah, the Roosters weren't at full strength. It does give me hope that we aren't going to get absolutely belted more often than not. And my main thing is the guys will take confidence out of that performance. The combinations will take a bit of time to gel, but we could already see what sort of commitment Hastings has to the team. We can already see what he's going to try to achieve and what sort of difference he's made to the team. And just confidence that, yeah, they can not necessarily get the job done, but at least give it a really good crack and have some confidence in there that they may be able to push for that top 8.
Yeah, and I do want to point out as well on that thing of the Roosters weren't full strength, that neither were the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
granted, I will admit that obviously they were missing a lot more bigger representative names than we were, but we were still missing some of our main squad.
Yeah, like, I think from the general tone I can gather at the moment, Adam Dewey is probably your best player, and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, he's not...
Alex Twal.
Yeah, Alex Twal's one of your best middles, and he wasn't there. Like, it's not as though it was, top 13, top 17 on top 17, and you guys, won. I mean, it is a trial match. You're more looking probably for where their fitness is at, their mental commitment to the team, and maybe some individual form and whatnot, like you mentioned with Hastings and that. I legitimately haven't seen a single person say because of that game that they'll make the finals, other than the usual memes that go around NRL circles.
Tigers team going up against a Roosters team that had no Tedesco, no JWH. I mean, no Luke Keary. You can't. No Connor Watson.
No Crichton.
No Crichton. I mean, good on the Tigers. Good on the Tigers for getting the win.
But here's the thing: no one is saying that the Tigers are better than the Roosters, as much as it might pain Tigers fans to hear something negative. But we said literally a week ago, even though we didn't discuss it before our prediction stream, we both landed on the Roosters. We're going to be one of the top 3 teams this year, possibly the best team in the competition, minor premiers.
Mm-hmm.
They were our sort of danger team. So, I mean, it's not like there's this level of delusion happening that they're hinting at.
Exactly. They're going to get into it a little bit more in a moment. And I will have some words for something they're about to say.
It's so ominous. I love it.
But
look, Aaron's NSL, National Sports Lotus just said, fair point, but I still don't see you guys doing well. Other than bottom 4 teams, okay, maybe 9s, but until I get convinced that Madge will actually get it right this time, I'm still putting you at 16. Sorry, Aaron. You don't need to apologise. At the end of the day, the Tigers are one of those teams that have to prove themselves, and at least you're giving reasons why. I think you'll see a difference between when just a rugby league fan in general gives their opinion with some reasons to back it up, and what makes Aaron a bit irked in this one.
Well, in general, irked with pretty much almost all of the ladder predictions I've seen so far. Is basically the reasons people are using. It feels like they're not even trying to put legitimate thought into why the Tigers are going to finish last. It's like, there's drama at the club, they're going to finish last. It's like the easy way out for something that you could put a lot more serious thought into. Because obviously, whoever anyone picks for the wooden spoon is going to be polarizing. Especially for a pick like that, is probably the pick you need to put the most thought into. You need to be able to have put the most consideration into it because of how it's going to tick people off. That's kind of where I'm at in regards to that side of things. It's like, actually put some thought into your choice. Don't just say the Tigers because the Tigers are, quote unquote, a basket case of a club, or whatever anyone's reason might be.
That's like Tigers fans.
Sorry, I just said that's kind of where I'm at in regards to that.
Yeah.
Need to set their expectations. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I haven't even looked at social media yet, but
there's the one that I wanted to point out, right? When I watched these, as soon as I heard that
is
I'm
what I was referencing as well.
So you've just sat there and you've just literally said Tigers fans are doing this thing and are probably doing this thing and whatever, and then you're like, oh, but I haven't even looked at social media. How do you know?
Press play again. Just let them get to the end of their statement, and then
I can imagine it.
I'm
I can
a speaker.
imagine
I've already
social
seen it.
media
I've
right
already
now.
seen it. It's already happening. I saw it.
I can imagine it.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm with you, but let me just say.
So you mean the I can imagine it part?
That's it.
Remember, you can pause
so
it too, remember?
you can. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can imagine it. Okay. Yeah, that's great. You can imagine it. Whatever. But have you actually seen it? What gives you the right to basically say a club's fan base is doing such and such a thing when you haven't seen the proof? You're literally just going, oh, I can imagine it. Oh, I can imagine it. I can see it happening right now. But you haven't seen it happening right now. You are just assuming that it's happening right now. That is what is irking me so much right now.
Yeah, they've
And
decided
I
because
will
of the
apologize
club.
to NSL. I will apologize to NSL. My rant that day came not long after I had listened to this and had contributed to why I was so bloomin' ticked off.
I love that bloomin' ticked off.
I'm trying not to add too much money into the swear jar yet.
Oh, we've got like an entire 20 rounds.
25 even.
Yeah, that's so.
And a 4-week final series.
Yeah, there's time. We gotta build up to it. This is why I made the distinction between the comments we've had on Discord and stuff like this, because it's people actually put their thoughts into when they've spoken to us before, like NSL, and so a bit different.
Say this: West Tigers fans need to take it easy, and I reckon they should shut their mouth. Last year they put 50 on Manly in a trial.
What? Hang on.
So let me just get this straight. He's telling us to shut our mouths when he doesn't even know 100% for certain what we're saying.
Yes.
Can you see where the logic escapes me with this?
I don't. That's the part that annoys me. It's not like it's like almost outrage for the sake of outrage. It's this is what mainstream media does. They make up a headline, they run with it, and they copy paste their articles and change a few words here and there. It's like, what are they doing? You're a fan making content. You can literally take the time and do things your way, how you want. Like I don't know. I just like I don't understand when you're just making a YouTube video. You're a fan. You can be as careful as you want. You don't have an editor to answer to. You don't have You're not on NRL 360 and having producers telling you need more drama on the show. Like, there is enough drama in the NRL without making it up.
Mm-hmm.
Game. And everyone was like, oh, the Tigers look good. They look great. They look outstanding. Yeah. And then look what happened to them. They ended up having a shit season. They ended up coming 13th. So,
yeah.
But to be fair, I think they learned their lesson from that. That, like, you've used one example that you don't know what happened, and the second example to bolster the point is kind of the proof against your point. Like, because that's what made them gun shy this year. I've seen it with Aaron, and I've seen it, and you can tell when you're listening to like stuff like the West Live podcast guys. Like, there's almost this sort of very
reputation.
Yeah, there's like this cautious optimism leaning more to the cautious side. And it's like, and I think that last year was a big reason for that.
My reason for essentially tipping the Tigers to finish 10th and to not make the 8 is because, like you said, I learnt my lesson from last year. I realized that tipping them wasn't like I did put a little bit too much faith in how I thought they went in the trial, and we saw how bad the season went after that. So I learnt my lesson. That's why I haven't tipped them for the 8. I am more than happy to be proven wrong. Honestly, if I am proven wrong, I will be the happiest fellow on the face of the planet. Even if we don't win a final, even if we make the finals and that curse gets broken, I will 110% be celebrating through the streets. We could get walloped in finals week 1, and I will absolutely, I will be partying like it's 1999, I think is the saying.
Yeah, which makes sense, but I don't know.
Just because they beat the Roosters in a trial game doesn't mean they're going to have a great season. Everyone takes too much in the trial games. I thought Luke Brooks, once again, was absolute dog shit. He had a crap game again. I thought the other half, Jackson.
That is objectively not true.
Sure, he didn't play his best game, but I wouldn't say he was quote unquote dog shit.
No, there is a big difference between like future more
having a bad game and being dog shit.
But also, like, I think he had 6 or 8 runs for the game. There wasn't any of these like patented ridiculous like kicks over the dead ball line and stuff, or like those really bad execution errors that he can sometimes have. I actually thought he was better, if not just a little bit quiet. Like maybe he could have been
a few good attacking rubbers.
Yeah, like I don't I would get if he said, "Look, he's the halfback. I'd like to see him more involved." I don't think any of us would disagree with that. Like I thought the same thing watching the Dogs trial with Burton. I was actually getting really irritated by the end of it that his halves partner was the one touching the ball constantly. Avarillo. I really forgot his name for a second there. Who I don't actually mind him as a player. It's just Avarillo seems more of a running half to me. I thought Burton would touch the ball more. So if he had that kind of criticism, it'd make sense, right? He's the halfback. He's the experience guy who's been at the Tigers since the day he was born, I think.
Essentially.
Like, you know, so fair enough, but that's a pretty bold claim to say, like, it's really dramatic for what we saw.
Hastings, I thought he played great. I thought he had a really good game. He was very involved and he kept himself really busy, which was great to see. But I feel like the Tigers, they use Luke Brooks as the main man, Hastings as the second fiddle. That's completely wrong. That's so wrong. Hastings needs to be the dominant half. Brooks needs to be the runner or something, because Hastings is the game manager. And when Luke Brooks went off the field, Hastings looked more comfortable and he had more control of the team. That looked so much better with Hastings when he was on by himself.
I was just about to butt in and say, like, I mean, Luke Brooks went off the field, Hastings took over, and look what happened. They came back and they won.
Good. That's good.
That's it. Like, Hastings had a fantastic game. You know, you got to remember it's his first time playing back in Australia since he's been in the Super League.
Yeah,
he took it with 2 hands. He played excellent.
I just want to point out he's got far more to prove than Luke Brooks. Luke Brooks is cemented in the NRL. We know there was interest from the Knights, I believe.
The Knights were the club that were heavily interested in him.
Yeah.
Losing Pearce would do that to a team.
Yeah, whereas Jackson Hastings left the NRL under circumstances that probably weren't desirable for anyone. He's a guy who's got a lot to prove. He's essentially got to come back and start his NRL career all over again. And his problem also was never talent as well. Like I've seen, you know, Roosters fans, for example, and that bit like, yeah, he was always a talented guy. It was always, for some reason, he just didn't get along with people personality-wise in clubs. I've seen comments say before. So, you know, if we had Roosters fans in here, maybe they could correct us. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bit unfair. I think, like I said, he might have been a bit quiet, Brooks, but he definitely doesn't. I don't know. It's this weird thing where it's like you're either amazing or you suck and need to be dropped to country rugby league. There seems to be no in between.
It's, to be honest, it's very much the same reaction, I suppose, that people get from, or that Brooks gets from his quote unquote haters. Like, he plays bad no matter what. We could win a game 50-0 or whatever, and Brooks haters would probably still just say he played like dog shit.
Yeah.
And that's just how unfortunate it is for the bloke at the moment.
Yeah, like if he doesn't play like as good as Nathan Cleary every week, he's gonna cop it. He's just one of those players at this point. He's copping it for systemic problems within the club that, you know, are well beyond him as a player.
Mm-hmm.
National Sports Loaded said, I feel recently a lot of people are not giving hope to Avarillo, and I kind of don't understand it. Since it was his first year for the Dogs, he was a key player for the Dogs win while getting 16. That might come from that might get be a bit misunderstood from what I said, is more sorry, interruptions in the background. As what I was saying before with Avarillo is I do rate him. I rate him quite highly. I think he's a great runner of the ball. I just think he's a 5'8", not a controlling halfback. That's all. It's like I have a lot of hope for him. I think him and Burton could be their best halves if they let Burton control, and Burton's just going to have to learn over the next year or two to develop into a more controlling half, because again, he's definitely a run first kind of guy.
Luke Brooks,
Oh.
same old shit. I mean, he had moments there where he had opportunities and he just didn't take advantage of them.
Are you going to tell us
And,
what they are?
Completely clueless.
It's the same old Luke Brooks that we all know and love.
What opportunities?
Tyrone Peachey didn't do shit.
See what I mean? Like, that is so vague, right? Like, oh, he had opportunities. Okay, tell us, what opportunities did he have that he didn't take?
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to say something like that because it sounds dramatic, and the audience, when they look at that, they go, oh yeah, it's Luke Brooks. Oh my god, yeah, he stuffed that up. But tell us what and when and how. Right, like, so that
Don't just be straight up like bang, done, gone, bye, like you pretty much are doing.
Yeah,
sort of
it's like these little vague, you know, the vagaries, vagueness to basically, it sounds good. So this little soundbite, and I just, like, it doesn't give me anything though. Like for someone like me who watches every game and is really into it, and I'm like looking at all the players and everything, you're like, okay. So I hear that and I go, but I've got nothing. Like I don't know where to go from that. That's why I'm like stuttering. Like I've like what do you do? Like it's just it baffles me. It breaks my brain. My brain is broken now. Thank you.
Like I can admit, and I will straight up say, Peachy didn't play spectacular. He didn't set the world on fire. But it was a trial. It was a trial played in almost monsoonal conditions. What player or what playmaker is going to have a superb game? It's hard to play. It would be very hard to play in the conditions that they played in. So I'm basically giving him a pass on all the drop ball, all the dodgy passes that he made. Because of the conditions. Let's see how he goes on a dry track. Same with Hastings. I'm looking forward to seeing Hastings on a dry track after that performance. But Peachy in particular, see how he goes when the rain dries up and, yeah, he plays footy in some good weather.
Yeah. Peachy's always... He's just an impact player. I think he plays his best off the bench. Put him in the middle of the field where he doesn't have to, like, defend or should I say, he doesn't have to make defensive decisions. That's always been his weakness. I hated him when he played centre for us, but he was really good when he'd come off the bench and go into that sort of just lock role where he can run around and do his thing and not really be too concerned with much.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of a player is not going to be good in a Cyclone.
It's all going to take some time.
Yeah.
Everything's going to take some time. All the new combinations, and you can say the same about teams like the Bulldogs. They've got a lot of star qualities join their club, and it's just going to take time for it all to gel together. That's just kind of how the new season goes, and the fact that they are shitting on Brooks and the team after a trial without even actually double-checking their facts is what has gotten me so heated over this particular situation.
Yeah. And there's no context to it at all either. Like, I've always maintained that Luke Brooks is playing 90% of the time behind a beaten forward pack and a retreating defensive line. I don't... No half's going to do that. I mean, you're not... Unless you're the best of the best of the best, but, you know, no one's arguing Luke Brooks is that, but if they can actually start working together as a team, I don't see why Luke Brooks can't be better. Like, I thought he was decent in that trial. I thought he was better than he was last year. He didn't have... Like, you go back to the Roosters game last year, at the start of the year, I thought his kicking game was absolutely atrocious. Like, that was horrible. And there was none of that there. Like, just little things like
that.
Here we go.
Watching Tyrone Peachy tonight and also last week, I was just watching him and thinking, thank fuck he is not putting on a Titans jersey this year. Because, dude, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. He has his moments and he has his times, but the amount of times he fucks up and does the most stupidest shit, it just outweighs the good.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I know he in the middle, Tyrone Peachy last year had a lot of success. But the question for you, Jimmy, is where's his best position? Because you can play him anywhere.
I told you. No, you can't play him anywhere. He's a terrible centre. You play him off the bench as an impact lock forward, I guess. Honestly, like, I don't know.
Who can play in, like, dummy half.
Yeah, like, if you really need it, like, you'll be a bit that you just put him in the 14. Play him as a utility. Hope there's no injuries.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen. He will be the 13 and Joffa will be the 14 or vice versa.
Yeah. But even if they do that, he'll be filling that same role.
Exactly.
He'll play his limited minutes in the middle and then they'll interchange him. Because, like, you wouldn't play him as center unless you were absolutely desperate. I sure wouldn't.
No. At the very, like, our centers at the moment are going to be fine. We'll have Gildart in one center or on one side, and we'll have Jimmy the Jet on the other until Talau comes back from his injury.
And honestly, I think
that's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think your perfect setup anyway, once Dewey gets back, is Brooks, Dewey, 6'7", Hastings at 13. And then I'd probably put Peachy at 14, personally.
Yep. That's probably what will happen.
Because that gives you the best of everything. Then you can literally have Dewey and Hastings playing their natural game.
Yep.
So it's like, why make the decision between the two? What's that?
Have them both.
Yeah.
Have the third playmaker. And Hastings has that body, that frame, where he will be a more than serviceable 13.
Yeah. He has a decent running game and he's not like a weakling or anything. He looks like he could make a run and a tackle and do his thing. So he won't let anyone down, sort of thing.
Precisely.
Look, that's the thing. Like,
is he a 13?
You got to give him position and he's got to stick to it. Like, I'm pretty sure at the end of the game he was playing hooker. Like,
yeah, he's all over the place.
I mean, yeah, just give him position and stick him to it. I think 13 would suit him, especially the way the game's going nowadays. But
I will agree with that. Too many coaches see guys who can play multiple positions, and I guess you sometimes don't get a choice. But you shift these talented guys around, and then they don't settle anywhere, and they kind of flounder. So
It depends on the player. It depends on the situation. We tried it with Madison in 2019, where we had him. What were we doing? We had him in second row for most of the year, and then back end of the season, we tried him at lock.
yeah, and there's a few.
It
players
actually
who could
didn't
do
work
it.
too bad for the most part.
Like, I mean, there's a reason guys like Tommy Turbo can play fullback and center, for example. It's like these guys are freaks of nature in the best way, but I wouldn't push it with too many players unless you're having an injury crisis and you have no choice. Like, that's not, I don't think it's a good idea. I hate seeing players have it done to them.
The thing with Tyrone Peachy is I feel like you can tell him to play lock, number 13, and he'll go out there and try and play 5'8", center, hooker. Like, it's like...
AJ says, do you prefer Critter on the wing or center? Personally, I prefer him at center. But I can see what Ivan was going for last year. He was basically just winning on defense, which is why Momorovsky was at center and Crichton was on the wing. It was basically, let's tackle our way to a premiership trophy. But no, Critter is center, who I think could transition to fullback full-time later on if he keeps developing. I mean, he's one of the most naturally, like, just talented athletes in general, I think, in the team. It's just a matter of whether he can maintain the fitness, something that Dylan Edwards, on the other hand, is fantastic at. He's like the fittest human in the history of humans, so it's very jarring when one of the other guys goes and plays fullback for us for like 5 minutes and they're like puffing and panting, and you're just like, but Dylan Edwards wouldn't have been breaking a sweat yet. What are you doing? But yeah, no, center or fullback for me for Critter. That's Stephen Crichton, for anyone who lives under a rock and doesn't know who Critter is.
Like, he tries to play more than what he's capable of. Like, yeah.
My biggest concern with the Tigers tonight is, again, the Roosters.
It's the straw man that you built.
They had a B team. They did have some good players in that side, but the concern was the Roosters scored the first 2 tries pretty quickly. Momorovsky first, then it was Nagama, and then the Tigers didn't score their first try until the 37th minute through Musgrove, and then Lewis scored, and then Alex Sepharth ended up scoring late in the game. But
yeah, Leilua,
it was great.
Dude, he was slick, man. I mean, as a Cowboys fan, you must be just watching that thinking, "Hoo-hoo! I can't wait.
Can't wait. Can you imagine next year, Luciano Leilua and Hill and Lukey together in the back?
So I don't really get that. What's his concern? My biggest concern is just that the Roosters scored a couple of early tries.
To be honest, I was concerned when the Roosters scored a couple of early tries.
Is he saying
but the team actually got their shit together after that?
Like, I honestly, that kind of resilience, especially in defense, I would say is a positive. Like, that's, like, who cares what the result is in a trial match? It's a trial match. No one really cares. You go across social media and everyone's like, no, we don't care. If you're looking for signs,
structures are going to take some time.
Yeah, but if you're looking for signs,
we have a brand new defensive coach.
Something that they showed that they definitely lacked last year was they would drop their heads terribly when something went against them. When Tommy Turbo tore them to absolute pieces in that horrible game that was more like a massacre than a football game. Like, it was like they looked competitive, and then Manly scored 1 try, and then they all just went, oh, never mind.
Talk about the Anzac Day one?
If that's the one I'm thinking of. Or did it happen twice?
Well, they beat us twice, but the second one was after the relocation.
Yeah. Now I've got to double check. Let's play this. And
Great, that's
Like,
frightening.
check this up.
Oh, dude, it's going to be insane. He is a great player, man.
He's good. He's good in attack. His offload game as well is also very good. I want your thoughts on the other player who played for the Tigers tonight, the English centre, Oliver Gildart. I thought in the first half he looked pretty good. Second half he was sort of, stuck on his own a little bit.
So the game I was thinking of, I'm pretty sure, is the round 7 game, 40-6 at Bankwest.
Yeah, that was the Anzac Day.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Like, they looked competitive for, what was it, like 15 minutes or something, whatever it was.
Yeah, we scored the first try.
Yeah, it looked like it would be a good game, and then I don't know, Manly scored and they dropped their heads, and
Manly scored again,
and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah, we'd have to remind me that part.
I'll edit that out later.
It was another one of those games where we let the opposition score 2 or 3 tries in very quick succession.
But that's the thing. You look at I distinctly remember at the time, like, you can see the body language and the attitude and all that in defense, and you could see they just dropped their heads. Whereas in this game here, Roosters, very good team, put on 2 early tries, but they didn't sort of give up mentally, which is something that's nice to watch.
Yeah, that was actually quite refreshing to see the team be like, hey, maybe we're not out of this just yet.
Exactly. That's what you want. Like, you might not, maybe you don't make the 8, but maybe you just have that little bit of improvement where they don't give up in games so much. I mean, even something like that.
Mental fortitude.
Exactly. Like, it's interesting that he mentions that as his biggest concern, when I would take the exact opposite out of it and say it's signs that there's improvement coming. Yeah.
A bit there, but what do you think of Oliver Gildart?
I think for an outside back coming to Australia to the...
Man, I don't know what that music is, but if we get copyrighted, I'm suing Nick from Australia. Like, I hope it doesn't get us. Like, seriously speaking, I don't have a problem with it. It's just, oh my god, YouTube is crazy with copyright stuff.
NRL, he done good. I mean, yeah, he was good. I rate Oliver Gildart. I might actually put him in my Supercoach team this year.
He'd be a cheapie.
He is. He's about 250, 300k, I think. But
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like he can do a lot, and he's probably going to be one of the best for the Tigers this year if he can get that link with
See, what the fuck is that? Like, I understand if you were happy with him, that's cool. Like, a bit of Tigers praise, you know, it's nice. But one of the Tigers' best, when you've got Hastings, Dewey, Twal, Laurie.
I think he meant best in just the game. You might be talking about the game specifically.
Maybe I misheard him, but, like, I would still disagree in that anyway. Like, sure, he was good, but I don't know. I don't know if
he made 2 rather poor defensive decisions that led in both of those tries, but I can forgive him for that because it was the first game, or essentially his first decent game in the NRL coming from the Super League. It's going to take him some time.
Yeah, which is fair. But
and I'm not going to begrudge him that time.
No, I'm not hating on him at all. I just think, like, if I've heard it correctly, I could rewind it a touch. Let's have a look.
150, 300k, I think. But
that's what he said.
Yeah, I feel like he can do a lot, and he's probably going to be one of the best for the Tigers this year.
He's probably going to be one of the best for the Tigers this year. Word for word.
Okay. There you go.
Ha. Have to take my hearing aids out for this, but I still heard that. See, that's what I mean. Like, if you'd said the game individually, that's why I rewound it. I'm like, oh, maybe I misheard it, and maybe my bad, you know, because I like to verify my information. Wink nudge. But to say
you don't like to just go and assume that people on social media are like, oh, the Tigers are going to win the comp again.
No, I would hate to assume fans on social media are just going to do things they don't do. I like to double check. That's a pretty bold claim, like, especially backs who come from the Super League over here, have a bit of a poor track record. Forward seem to do really well. So I hope he breaks that stereotype. Like, if he is one of Tigers' best, then great. I'm more than happy for it. It's just a pretty bold claim at this point.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't think Tigers fans are going to argue the point. It's just...
Hell no.
It's a hell of a claim after, what, one trial game? Like, we were just talking... Like, the whole point of this video is to say, shut your mouth, Tigers fans. Don't get excited. It's just a trial game. But in the same video, they want to get excited.
When they're assuming that Tigers fans are saying that.
Yeah, but then...
And like I said to you off air, the only Tigers fans I've heard saying that are the ones who've been saying it as a joke. They don't actually believe the Tigers are going to make the finals, and they're not getting caught up in the hype because, like myself, we all learnt our lesson last year.
Yeah. Though here's a fun fact. I was looking at the amount of games you guys were saying that they might win next year, and I think you said you were aiming for about 10th. But I actually think if it goes like this year, because the Titans got in with a negative record, you could actually make the 8 with what you said. I think maybe it was like when you were on the stream, the Westlife stream. Maybe that was what I was listening to. I think you actually gave specifics on wins and losses and all that sort of stuff. And
yeah, that was the Patreon questions episode last week or the week before, whatever week it was. That was that one. Yeah.
But point is though, Tiger, I haven't heard a Tigers fan say it. But that's what I mean. It's like that he wants to judge a team's best player on a, like, it's like, it's the inconsistency is the word I was looking for that kind of bugs me a bit. Is like you're picking and choosing when the rules apply for analyzing these things.
If he can get that link with Austin.
Yeah,
oh, Hastings, I mean. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Jackson Hastings, yeah.
Blake Austin's still in the Super League. Just for anyone who might be confused.
I didn't know he'd come back to the Tigers too.
You're just buying all the Super League, aren't you?
Oh, why the hell not? Bring them all over here. Let's get the whole St. Helens team. We might actually win.
Can you fit the entire Super League in the salary cap? I mean, they might be a bit cheaper.
I'm sure you can make it work.
Just squish him in.
I don't know how the pound correlates to the dollar, but I'm sure we can make it work.
We'll work out the exchange rates. Luther King, don't you dare be rude to my brother Nick from Australia. I wouldn't say we're being rude. We're just disagreeing with a specific point. I'm actually subscribed to his channel, and like I like some of his content. As I said straight off the top, I like his passion. He gets really into it and worked up, and I like to see that. You know, you want to see everyone's passion. That's why I hate seeing Tigers fans the way they are at the moment. They're missing that hope and passion at the moment, or at least it's coming out in ways that aren't nice to watch. So don't take it as hate.
I was subscribed to him, but there's one thing that he has now in his intro to his videos now that has made me rethink that. So I've unsubscribed from him temporarily because, of one of the clips in his intro.
All right, we will find that. We'll go look for it now. I think they've said everything they need to say about the Tigers. Like, there was even something I agreed with in there. So, or did it?
The video I saw it on was his reacting to his tips from his ladder prediction from last year. That was the video I was watching when I saw the intro.
All right, let's go have a look. But yes, no, there's not really any hate intended. It's just.
But absolutely not hating on him. Absolutely not being rude. I did have a bit of a rant earlier, but that's because the Tigers are my team, and he said some stuff that got me kind of fired up. But there was no hate in there. At least I wouldn't say there was hate in there. Yeah. Would the others who were in here at the time say there was hate in there? I don't think so. I don't think you guys would.
I don't think a guy who goes out of his way to display that kind of emotion in in all his videos, really. I was going to say a video, but you know, he goes out of his way to inject all this emotion. I don't think he would begrudge other fans caring about their own teams and whatnot, like Aaron does, or
And expressing the emotion for their own teams.
yeah, or even a little disagreement. I'm sure he'd welcome discussion. I know we do. Like if he ever wanted to respond to us or whatever, like this, if he wants to do a response to this and say, "Hey, I think you're wrong here or there," whatever, you know. That's perfectly fine. Like, we welcome the discussion. That's the whole point of this, is just to engage with the rugby league community.
Exactly.
Hey, lads, hope you're well. It's all love. I want West to do well. I'm going live in 5 minutes for my season preview. I appreciate you, lads. Hey, Nick, thanks for dropping by. Exactly. Like, we're just discussing the game that we all love at the end of the day. There's no hate at all whatsoever. As I said, I've actually watched some of his videos. So what's this one that you mentioned?
Reacting to his ladder prediction from last year, which was quite amusing to watch because he got a little frustrated at some of his tips, and it was quite enjoyable to watch. Thanks for dropping by, Nick. Yeah, we do appreciate you not having a problem with us like reacting to your stuff. We're all very passionate about the game we love. We're both, Ryan and myself, are rather new to this as well, especially the streaming side of it. So, yeah, appreciate you dropping by. Good luck to your Cowboys this year too.
So, yeah, I've got ladder predictor around 1925 plus finals 7 months ago.
No, so it's reacting to his predictions, his ladder predictions for last year. I might find it and send you the link.
Yeah, you might have to. I can't see.
Yeah.
YouTube is not cooperating right now, but yeah.
I'll go hunting.
No hate from anyone. Where are we? So, the next thing we had lined up was from the NRL roast. They did the top 100 hottest players, which there are some things in there.
We alluded to this last week. We had a little bit of a laugh about this last week.
You thought Aaron was irked about Tiger's spoon predictions. You wait till people start putting not in the top 10 hottest NRL players. You'd got to deal with me then. There's two people that have to go into that top 10, and it's Cam Murray and David Nofaluma. They're non-negotiable. The rest you can play around with all you want, but them two are non-negotiable. Oh, here we go. He says, I have no problem with you at all. Just so you know, I didn't make the intro. A few lads made it for me. So I'm sorry if it upset anyone. Oh, there you go.
It's just one of the clips in it, I think, probably won't come across well to a lot of fans now. It's just kind of the issue I had with
we'll
it.
Play it and
I'm not trying to spread any hate or anything like that. I was just basically voicing a concern for something that could be horribly misinterpreted by a lot of fans nowadays with the way things are being going in regards to the, I guess, abuse side of things that players cop.
Oh, well, and especially with, well, once it comes up, we'll go into it, but
where are we?
It is a specific player and someone I actually have a lot of sympathy for.
Yeah, it's a player who has copped it a bit. And
guess who also didn't send me the NRL roast link too?
I did. I sent it in the Discord. I told you that.
You know what? It helps if you look at the correct.
Yeah, Ryan,
stuff.
look in the correct friggin' thing.
See, as I said, we're new to all this, and then there's so many buttons and stuff, and I'm like, just give me one button I can press that makes things happen. Just little red button, just click, 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 click. That's
one button, not all the buttons.
Yeah, like you give me too many buttons and then I just get confused, right? Like, come on, you're confusing me. Technology. It's a young person's game.
Okay, here's the video I found.
All right, sweet. Send me the link. All right, so this post is the top 10.
There you go. I've sent it to you in the DMs.
All the cool people do. All right, let's. Oh my. And my village is going off behind me, so that's cool. So yeah, I'm just getting that link now. Chat to people.
I wonder who it was who invited Nick, but yeah, I really appreciate him dropping by and
I'm glad he did come by.
saying that.
That was good. Because I kind of, it always worries me when you're doing a reaction to someone, how they're going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really does worry me quite a bit sometimes. So yes, I have to type this out by hand. It takes me a little bit longer to do the link.
Why are you trying to?
I had to type the link
do
out by hand. No, it didn't work. Dang it.
Which one are you talking about? The YouTube video one?
You copy the link into the site.
Yeah, I should be able to do that.
Because mine's playing up a bit right this second. All the people are gonna be like, "Oh, what's he doing? He's ruining the stream for everybody. Let's kick him off and just have Aaron." Oi, now that.
Okay, I've got it.
All right, let's play that.
Just go back to the start of his video. Then I'll let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm good. Just do you know where to paste the link in the site?
Yeah, I've got it. I've done it already. It's pasted and the video is open in the thingy.
Let me just refresh the page because that might be. Okay, cool. All right, and boom. All right, it should be up with a big 21.
Yes, a big 21.
All right, here we go. Let's get going then.
We can skip through most of that pre-vid countdown. There we go. We'll start at 7.
There you
go. Cool. We've got it on screen now. Awesome. Play.
6.
Oh, how are we, lads? Oh, the vodka. It's time to celebrate. The Melbourne Storm choked. Let's have a drink. Fuck yeah, boys.
He's from Australia.
Get over. Yeah.
Not a bad boot.
That's totally overpaid wanker.
I think I know the part.
I think you found it.
Yeah.
I think you caught on.
That's the part that irked you a little bit about that.
Yeah. That was the part.
Yeah. I can see why. Like, it's like he had there's a lot of mental health stuff involved with him and whatnot, and he didn't pick his salary. Like, yeah, I guess he agreed to it, but like that's what clubs thought he was worth. He was tracking to be on Ethan Cleary's level. It's just clearly circumstances didn't allow.
It just didn't work out that way.
No, and it looked like there was we heard a lot about the mental health side of it. He even had time out of the game and everything. So, someone myself who has that sort of stuff, like I can definitely deeply sympathize with him, and I think it's good now that he's got to reset and just be a footballer again and not have this massive weight of expectation on him, I guess. Like, he's supposed to be the best half since Andrew Johns.
Mm-hmm. It's, this season I reckon will be a good chance for him. It was just, it irked me a little bit, the whole insult, especially that particular insult, because it's not one that can be taken particularly nicely or with a grain of salt. It's one of those where it's pretty much a straight shot. I know it's not like the racial ones that has been probably the most prevalent, but it is still one that upsets me a little bit. I myself, through my school days, was a victim of bullying. And that sort of thing kind of just, doesn't feel all that great to me. And seeing other people cop it as well, no matter what they do, obviously football players are high profile and they're going to have fans, they're going to have haters. But I feel like with the haters, you gotta not go over the top with it, which I feel like a lot of the time people do. And that's where things get a bit, I guess, tricky, is channeling the passion, but not letting it turn into, I guess, abuse.
Yeah, which is fair. I think it happens a bit too much where people go just cross the line a little bit. Now on to happier news, sort of. I don't know, sort of for some people.
Well, I mean, you're pretty upset about it.
Yeah, but I can't even press buttons properly, so no one cares what I think. But yeah, so we've got the NRL roasted 100 hottest players, which they're objectively incorrect at. So, whatever, that's fine. I'm not judging. It's just they're wrong. They have the right to be wrong. It's okay. And coming in at number 10 is Joey Manu. That's interesting. I actually thought he would have been higher. I don't know.
With his Beats by Dr. Dre in his ears.
No, he's got that like dreamy look in his eye where he's like, "Hey, I play for the Roosters."
Hey, girl.
Like, come on.
I've got some brown paper bags that I can throw some money in for you.
Like, look at the chiseled features and everything. Like, oh, come on. And the guy's also like an absolute champion bloke off the field and champion football player. Like, he's literally like completely well. I don't know how some people manage these things. Number 9, Ruben Garrick. I mean, he plays for Manly, so I try not to look at Manly players.
But I mean, they're just thrust in front of our face at this point.
I know. How rude is that? Like, you're watching Fox and the next minute, bam, Manly's on the screen. You're like, what the hell?
We did not ask for this.
So it's interesting seeing Garrick. Talk is they've got the fastest backline in the comp. What do you think about that?
It's hard to disagree.
Yeah, I think Saab's probably.
You look
the
at their fullback
and
their two wingers; they are monstrous.
Yeah, I think Saab is the fastest player in the comp.
I would find it very hard to disagree with that, to be honest.
And it's funny because there's a mechanical side to it. Like, it's you can be naturally fast, but the long legs, there's a thing behind it where you can run faster because you're taking the bigger strides and all that sort of stuff. So if you put him and Adokar next to each other, even though Adokar is super quick, Saab would probably beat him because he's got the bigger stride. It's a little bit unfair.
No, the AFL do it. Bring back the grand final sprint.
I'd actually be really interested to see that, but yeah.
The fastest player from each club, obviously the two clubs that are playing in the grand final will be severely disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Because they'll have to play their fastest player who isn't playing in the grand final.
No, I'd just make him run anyway. Tough luck. No rest for you.
Go do a 100-meter sprint at halftime. Good luck.
Oh, what? You've already done like 80 kilometers of running? Tough.
Stuff you. Come back and go do that and then come back and play some more. I mean, Tom Drabojevic could probably do it if Manly made the grand final, but...
I swear to God, that guy just... Oh, he just would never stop, I think. They should have had to sprint at the GF last year. It's a legitimately cool idea. It'd be a bit of fun to see how it goes, but I guess by that point, a lot of players are already on their holidays and whatnot. So who's going to come back when they're like on holidays and for a sprint? Number 8.
I think Stags was in the list somewhere, maybe not on the top 10. Let me just double check that. I have posted all in the in our Discord.
Well, what I'll show on here is the top 10, but you can let us know where he showed up though. Yeah, so at 8 we have Ryan Pappenhausen. Yeah, I can see him being in the top 10. Where is Stags? He is. Well, I know we're only at 8. He might be there, but Aaron's researching it for us now. 7, Connor Watson. Really? I don't know. I don't think he deserves top 10. I think this is a... how much did he pay for this one, I wonder? $6. Ricky.
The pose is just a little bit... I
agree. I would see the Fox and Saab to race in a sprint to see who is actually the fastest player in the comp at the moment, just like how AFL does it in their grand finals. Yeah, that's what Aaron said. Like the AFL does it, so it'd be cool to see.
Why can't we?
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Grand final halftime entertainment that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, be better than half the stuff they do these days. Jordan Ricky's at 6. I guess. I haven't really seen a lot of him. I guess he's one of those younger players just coming into it. So Dylan Brown.
Yeah, a lot of the younger guys, like when they start to post these sort of pictures, is when they get the attention of the fan base.
Yeah. Oh, we got our NSL's boy, Dylan Brown, who had a very good trial game, I actually thought.
I have just found Stags.
Oh no, this is dangerous. Cover your ears, NSL, you might not want to hear it.
In 3, 2, 1, 23rd.
Ouch.
So not terrible. Better than a player that I thought would have been in the top 10. The one I mentioned last week. The Lebanese god himself, Alex Twal.
I think you have to have scored a try to get to the top 10, unfortunately. The only barrier, once he does that, that's it. He's done. He's set. He's at number 1.
Hashtag try for Twal. Let's go. Let's get it.
My God, imagine how much it's going to go off when he actually gets one. Yeah, that's right, NSL.
I know, right?
He got
the team is probably going to celebrate like they won the grand final the moment Alex Twal scores his try.
And he deserves it.
That was one of the questions that was asked in that that survey that the Westlife pod guys did. That I
if I remember,
it was
they were basically taking bets for which game
what
would it
round?
be? Yeah,
yeah.
And I think Magic Round was popular.
Magic Round was the most popular. Second most popular option was he won't score one. But I will say my pick was Magic Round. I'm like, yep. He got robbed in Magic Round last year where he could have dived on a ball that Tamo dived on instead. So it's going to change this year. Magic Round, he's going to score a try. The Tigers players and fans are going to go absolutely ballistic, and it'll be a fun time.
NSL said, damn, 23rd. Yeah, that's actually a fair way down. I'm surprised, but yes. And Dylan Brown on here, you know, I do want to say before we skip to the next is that he actually had a really good trial game. I know he was known well as a really good defensive half, and last year his attack was criticised pretty heavily, but I thought he had a decent trial game. Not to say that they'll be premiers or anything, but, you know, they did look good against whoever it was they played. I don't remember, but they looked good.
They did indeed. They played all right.
Yeah. It's a shame it was against, I don't know, some team no one remembers. We're not going to talk about it. No, we can admit it was like, it's one of those things where Penrith had like 5 starters out or something.
Hey, it sounds like
It's
the Roosters.
Yeah. And the Eels went in with pretty much a full strength team, and
they may have been missing 1 or 2, but yeah, not many.
So it's one of those things where you're just looking at the general attitude of the team and how they work together and some fitness and the little bits and pieces. I don't think the result really matters too much. And I mean, the Eels look good. They look like they're ready to show and play as a team. So
just can they maintain it for a full season, which is where they've struggled in recent years.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter when it is. They go through good patches and then bad patches and then good patches again. You're like, guys, just make up your mind. Which Eels is it?
Either be good or be bad. Make your mind up.
Stop confusing me. You know we're going tipping comps, right? Come on.
Help a fella out.
Yeah, especially with Mitch Moses. Like, his kicking game, I think, has come a long way. As I said, I thought he was just about clear as equal in the final that we played against them. Maybe not overall as a player week to week over a whole season, but in that game, just as an individual game, I thought he was. So
yeah,
he's definitely coming into his own. Though he did get injured mid-season, NSL could probably give us the exacts, but he was out for a couple of weeks or whatever it was a decent injury, so I can't really blame him for having a bit of down form there.
Yeah, the semis is exactly that part of the year where you need to be consistent and you just normally don't.
Yeah, well, look at that. They went the Knights game, which was a bit hit or miss, honestly. I think either team could have won. That was a bit of a messy game. And then they played.
Yep.
Then when they played us, that was actually almost like that was genuine finals quality game. And I'm like, well,
that was almost like grand final quality, that one.
Like, it was like 2 different Eels teams showed up, and that was just 2 games in a 4-week period. Like, that's the issue. Whereas you look at the teams that made the grand final, with us and South, there was a run of form for multiple games just leading straight up into that game. And that's why they were there. That's like that missing piece. All right, our top 4. Nico Hines. Okay, I can see that. He seems to be the one that everyone's drooling over on Twitter at the moment. Which I can't blame them.
Yes.
Though it is going to be interesting how he goes to the Sharks this year. I thought he looked alright the other day, so I mean, I don't know how much half he's played before. It must have been a bit because he looked really comfortable.
Maybe in the juniors? Maybe some halves in the juniors?
Like, it must be. I don't know much about his history, but outside of his first grade at the Storm, so where he was playing a lot of fullback.
Yeah, honestly, me neither.
3, Reece Walsh. I mean, other than looking like he's about 12. I mean, I guess. I'm sorry. He does. He looks so young.
Oh, he's only, what, 19, I think?
Yeah, and he's got a kid too. Like, which is crazy.
Yikes.
It's crazy.
Ay.
Yeah, they do him young up in Queensland, I guess. I'm making a bold call. Hines will get 5'8" of the year. I mean, he's got the skill for it. I don't know that that's overly bold. I mean, maybe when he's going to have like rep guys playing against him, I guess. But
So I would like to point out that I do like the Para Eels official page getting in on the action there, congratulating Dylan.
yeah, you go all right, buddy. See, Cameron Murray's in his spot. They got that right. But we just know for a fact number one is not going to be the right one. And it's going to be very upsetting. And they're just lucky that it's late and I'm actually inside with the kids, so I can't rant and rave. Because if I was out where I normally record, there would be much ranting and raving. So they're lucky. You got saved this time, buddy. But yes, this stream, its second name is actually the Cameron Murray Appreciation Show. So, you know.
No, not. It is in fact the Alex Toll Appreciation Show.
Look, we're lovers.
The
of the
Lebanese
game.
love god. Yeah, Pete. Twoll's position makes me pretty sad.
In the 90s, didn't you say?
He is, yeah, he's right at the back of the queue. He's up in 82nd. Twoll is 82nd. Your
Ouch.
man, the one you want to be number one, if you haven't announced his name yet.
So number one is Kalen Ponga. Now I can understand why some might think he belongs there, but we all know objectively it is David Nofaluma.
And David Nofaluma is ranked 96.
That is an injustice.
That
That is such an injustice. It almost ranks.
Legit barely just made it onto the top 100.
Which is... That is just plain offensive. That is such an injustice. It's almost up there with Twoll not scoring a try. Like,
would you like to know the highest ranked Panther?
Sure.
Nathan Cleary.
Really?
In 11th.
Really? We got guys like Stephen Crichton.
He's literally
Brian
just missed the
Toto.
top 10.
Like,
I'll tell you what though, between 11 to 20, you've got 3.
but like, I would have, like, see, I hope Chloe doesn't watch this because she's gonna like go nuts now because her future husband, Brian Toto, has been robbed.
So yeah, you've got 3 in between 11th to 20th. So you've got Nathan Cleary in 11, Toto in 13, and Crichton in 14. NSL, you want to know where Burton is? Let me find him for you. See if he's there anywhere.
That's an interesting one.
Matt Burton is 44th.
Very middle of the pack on that one.
One behind the quote unquote king, Clint Gutherson.
How did... I'm sorry, Nofaluma got beat by all these guys. Like,
Bloody Mark Nichols though, 46.
what is this?
Precisely.
I think Aaron Woods is at 110.
Yeah, I don't think Woodsy's on the 100. No, Aaron Woods isn't there at all. Any other players you want me to check where they ended up? Dylan Edwards. Let me
Did he even
find
rank?
Dylan Edwards. Let me have a look.
I mean, he should have. He's the current premiership winning fullback who played the final series with a broken foot.
Dylan Edwards.
Drum roll. Don't tell me he didn't rank at all. Like, come on, at least give him a number, guys.
He did not rank at all.
This is an outrage.
He did not rank in the top 100.
Oh my god. How does that... This is an outrage. I'm going straight to my Prime Minister.
I know Mitch Kenny has a big following. Let me see if he ranked.
Jeez, imagine Twitter if they find out he didn't rank.
The Mitch Kenny fan club.
Yep.
See if he's there for him. Okay, well, he's not in the top 50. He's not there either.
Life is just too cruel.
Any other requests, comment section?
I think, yeah, we're winding up now. The kids get a bit restless in the background, and we'll look up Tedesco and we'll call that a night.
Tedesco. 29th.
Oh, not bad. You got top 30.
One ahead of Mitch Moses, who rounds out the top 30.
Oh, nice. There you go. All right, guys, going to call it a night there. We're going on nearly 9 o'clock, and obviously due to weather circumstances, being inside and the kids getting a bit restless. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to have some plans for the future. We'll let you know as we do that.
I've got an idea that I'll talk to Ryan about for a recorded video for the channel before the season starts. So look forward potentially to that. And we'll see how we go. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. See you next week. Yep. Hey, Ryan, do you want to tell them what next Tuesday is? Because I sure as hell don't like being reminded.
Next Tuesday is Aaron's birthday, so we'll get it'll be Aaron's birthday stream. So we can sing Aaron happy birthday live on the stream.
Yeah,
right,
don't
guys.
do that.
Thanks for coming and putting up with the technical side of things tonight. It's been very disrupted stream tonight on the technical side of it, and also, yeah, more emotional one this time.
Yeah, I want to try to not let my emotions get the best of me, but I do get a little heated and a little triggered at times, especially if my club is being shat on. But I suppose any fan base or any fan of any club would. So just the passion I have for my boys.
As we all do. All right.